Welcome back to Ethereans Community, guys. Thank you for continuing to follow us. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so by pressing the red subscribe button and activate the bell so that you get notified about all of our latest content. In today's video, we're going to give you a recap of the progress that we've made so far with our delegation. And we're also going to put forward a proposal that you're soon about to see for the remaining time of this term. Stay with us. Hey guys, it's great to be back. Thank you for continuing to staying with us. So it's been a very eventful couple of months in the Ethereans world. Lots been happening. We've just came back from a spaghetti event in Milan, which has been fantastic. Lots of cool stuff and lots of cool content to come out on the back of it, which you're soon about going to see on our channel. There's also been the highly anticipated release of DEX, which we've seen this week. We're also seeing that Covenants has been now integrated into the platform. And of course, there's a lot of cool stuff that is about to happen as well. As you may remember, a couple of months ago when delegations started taking place, we put together our first proposal so that we could actually utilize some of the grant funds towards the ideas and initiative that we had planned, predominantly from an advertisement and awareness perspective. As you know, this is what our delegation is all about, and we are going to be continuing to do that on an increasing basis. So the funds were split into 5 line items predominantly. One involved some startup cost, which essentially covered anything from a technology and infrastructure perspective that helped us getting things off the ground and doing things to a higher quality standard. The biggest chunk of the funds were allocated towards the Ethereans OS advertisement piece. There was a fund for growing Ethereans community social presence and followers across all the different platforms. There was a salary figure for that, and also there was a small amount that went towards charity. So I'm going to go through with every line item so that we can sort of give you a bit of a feedback on how things went. Obviously, from a startup cost point of view, what we invested the funds on have been to this point in upgrading our technology. So hopefully you can already see that the quality standard has substantially gone up. We were able to purchase a Logitech 4K camera. The microphone that I'm using right now from Rode, which is hopefully giving like a really, really good quality sound, and also a very nice lighting set, which is giving sort of a better clean cut image for everything that we do. We're also still working on the website, which we are going to be launching very, very soon. And that's pretty much everything that we are doing with the funds for what concerns our activation cost and infrastructure. From a advertisement piece perspective, we have done a couple of things for Ethereans community. The first one was to push a sponsored post on Instagram to see what kind of reach we would get and what kind of visibility we would formulate. It was a bit of an experiment. We put a very, very little budget towards it, as we've never done one before. And we had to select a number of different regions and demographics. So we sticked predominantly, I think it was oriented around the UK, Germany, Netherlands, and Italy. And we did about 2 weeks worth of that. And in that period, the post got over 120,000 impressions. Of those, there was approximately 800 people that came to the profile and visited, and we were able to generate approximately 28 followers from that. It's not exactly mind-blowing results. We were probably hoping to get more followers from it, but you know, we may need to refine that post, and perhaps a different type of post may generate better outcomes. So we are going to continue to do that, and we're also going to continue doing. We're also going to start putting together like a carousel that we're going to use for some sort of YouTube promo to generate more subscribers on our channel. We also invested on a freelancer that is still to this point working towards growing our followers base, and actually has been doing really, really well, particularly on a couple of different platforms. One to mention is Instagram. So prior to getting him on board, we were on approximately 600 odd followers, and now we are exceeding 2,100, a lot of which are within the NFT space, which is really, really exciting for us, especially with the timing of the release of DEX. And on Twitter as well, we were on about 780, 800, I think, at the time we started, and now we are over 1,025 or something like that. With YouTube, we're still working on it. It's growing slowly but surely, and as soon as we're going to be doing the carousel as well, we are hopefully going to grow our subscription base too. In the meantime, we also open like a TikTok channel. I know some of you might think, oh, TikTok is a bit gimmicky, it's a bit meme, it's all about like little stupid dances and so on. But actually on TikTok, there's a lot of people looking at crypto. There is like a young demographic, which is the sort of people that we want to also get involved with us. And it's actually a place where you can get a lot more organic growth and visibility than most other platforms. So we feel that is highly underrated. So we are going to continue working on that as well. From a ethos advertisement perspective on the other end, the biggest thing that we did to this point was to work with the Gabagool on a Twitter space that a lot of you have seen already. We also posted that on our channel. Feel free to go and watch it back if you haven't. It took place about 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. It was a really, really good session, hour long, where we had a couple of community members, including JPN, that took part in the conversation. We had Max Flyer from the Cypher Party Delegation, myself from Ethereans Community, and then Gabagool, which hosted us on his channel, and he has got over 20,000 followers on Twitter. As part of that deal that we are actually formulating on a more formal basis right now, we are also looking to do another Twitter space very soon, hopefully with some contribution from official members of the ethereansos team. So stay tuned for that, because that's going to be really, really exciting. In addition to that, we are also trying to figure out a way to get some engagement within the Chinese community, because we feel that there is a big, big opportunity right there. But of course, because of the language barrier, it's always been a struggle to sort of get those people on board. Also, both the website and the documentation historically be only in English, so that hasn't helped. So what we did very recently, we actually got somebody, a Chinese native speaker, to actually translate the core parts of the E2S documentation into Cantonese, and if not Mandarin. Forgive me, I'm not sure right now. But we feel that this is going to be really, really important, and we are, as we go along, I believe we are working towards translating the entire set of the documentation. And our plan is that once it's all done, we are going to be trying to approach some influencers on Twitter, particularly, which are native speakers, and they can potentially push the documentation to their audience. Then we did the charity. We released a survey where we asked the community members to tell us which charity would they wanted us to support, and the result was that most of you selected out of the choices Leleka Foundation, which is a really, really good charity that is working towards helping within the Ukraine crisis. And we allocated 5% of our entire funds towards them, which it was 0.5 Ethereum. And with that, they actually got the money towards the build of some medikits, some first aid kits that they've then given to both soldiers and injured civilians in Ukraine. So it was great to work with them on such a good cause. And if you haven't seen the video on our channel, we've got a video dedicated to it with one of the co-founders of Leleka Foundation. Now, going into the next term. So initially, we had split the entire fund into 3 months because we were hoping to do a certain number of things in month 1 and then month 2 and month 3 on an increasing basis. Then, of course, as we went along, we realized a number of different things. So actually, so far, we are still using the month 1 money towards some of the things that we're doing right now, but we are conscious that very soon you're going to be asked to vote again for your chosen delegations for the next grant. So we want to make sure that within that time frame we are delivering on what we said we were going to do. So as part of that, instead of asking now for a second month and then a third month, we're going to be merging month 2 and 3 into one so that we can utilize some the funds into these remaining terms. And this is not to say that we will use them just because we have to use them. There may be some money left behind that we will keep for the next quarter as well. Similarly, from the month 1, we also kept some budget aside so that now we can actually do some bigger and better things coming up. As you may remember, the idea from a Ethos advertisement perspective was to start with some Twitter influencing on month 1 and then continue that month 2 and 3. And then on month 2 to start doing some sponsored or collaboration YouTube video with an influencer that the community likes, and then to do with the aim of doing something even bigger with a bigger influencer on month 3. Now, going through this process, we had built like a big database of influencers of interest, some of which you guys have given us because you feel that they are the right people. We have sent a very large number of emails and messages to try to get a conversation. And, this process has turned out to be harder than what we expected. And what I mean by that is that, we thought that just because they were offering like some paid for type of activity would have been just a formality to get them to sort of do a video on Ethos. But the reality is that a lot of these guys, they are actually very, very thorough when it comes to actually vetting every individual project they talk to. So, out of all the outreach that we did, a lot of the people didn't actually respond. Some of the others did respond, but said that the project wasn't something that they were necessarily looking to promote at this current point. But in the meantime, we also got some really interesting responses for some other people that we're really, really trying to get attention from. So what we are doing now is working towards formalizing an agreement with a pretty substantial YouTube influencer that very soon we are going to be doing a collaboration video with, or that we're going to let them do a review of Ethereansos. So as soon as that formalizes and as soon as we are getting to a point where we feel that it's going to happen, you're going to be the first one to know, and make sure that you do tune in when that happens. Aside from this, we are going to continue to also look at other avenues, especially on Twitter. We're going to keep also hopefully building on the relationship with Gabagool, because the session has been very well received, and we feel that we can do a lot more with him, including like a Twitter thread that we have already discussed in the first place. And this is what fits within the sort of advertisement box of both Ethereans Community and Ethos. Of course, as part of the proposal, we're also going to be asking for the month 2 and month 3 portion of the salaries. And then the charity is no longer applicable because we already funded towards it. The other line item that we haven't talked about was what we called at the time farming. Initially we had an idea that it may have been like a cool community initiative to open up like a farming contract, and then to sort of with a portion of the funds, and then sort of to create some kind of like kickback for supporters and so on. But in reality, because the amounts are so small that will go towards it, it actually doesn't, if you take into consideration gas fees and all of that kind of stuff, it actually doesn't make a lot of financial sense to do it. So we are going to be probably parking that, and we're going to probably utilize those funds towards more advertisement towards EthOS. I think this is it. I don't think I've forgotten anything in particular, but if I did, apologies for it, and we are probably going to communicate to you about it on Twitter and all the other social media. And this is it. Stay tuned, because over the next couple of weeks we are about to release all of the videos from the Spaghetti event, including interviews with some of the core team members, interviews with delegation members, interviews with the organizers, and a lot more. So thank you very much for watching. Please keep your eyes open on the proposal that we're about to release in probably like a 2 to 3 days time. And we ask you to very, very kindly contribute your vote towards us, so that hopefully we can get this passed and we can continue the ball, get the ball rolling, continue do what we do it better, do more of, and hopefully grow this community beyond the the current state, and drive more awareness towards EthOS, which is what we are here for. Okay, guys, thank you very much for staying with us. We'll be with you next. Bye-bye.